Today we're going to be talking about a painful subject that if it's happened to you, there's not much that feels worse than this in terms of a relationship or a guy, and that is being ghosted. So before we get started, of course, subscribe and hit that red alert bell so you get all my future videos, and also like this post if it rings true to you. I really appreciate that. And as always, make a comment below on anything that might have happened to you, or a comment about just something in general related to ghosting. It's really awful and it happens. And there are so many whys as to ghosting that there's no even reason to go into the why for you. It is most important for you to just stick to the fact that a man has ghosted you. And here's why. I'm going to couch this video under my premise of being a worthy opponent. And while that may sound a little harsh, it's very important for you because men value worthy opponents. And I want to kind of put it to you in this way. I've used it a lot, but it's very clear because everybody knows who LeBron James is and everybody knows who Stephen Curry is. The two famous NBA basketball players that have been at the top of their game for many years. And it is so simple that both want to play each other, and when they do play each other and win, it means something to them. And this is a foundational principle for men because we have to look at men under the 3 C's, my 3 C's of men, which is they are all about challenge, competition, and conquering. This is foundational within a man. To one degree or another, we're all on a scale, but most people fall in the middle of the scale. You don't know where your man is, or if he's a high achiever, he may be higher up on the scale, but it's very important to him in life to achieve what it is that he gets. And that makes him value whatever he gets more. So it starts from the very beginning. If a man likes you, he still needs to have to achieve you in order to start to feel more love for you and desire for you, believe it or not. So you are wanted. Initially, that is on a more superficial, just chemical level. That's a sexual desire. For you to be wanted more deeply, a man has to achieve you. He must achieve your time, your attention, your affection. And the act of achieving it and becoming something that he wants to be so that you will want him makes him value you. So you're much less likely to be ghosted down the road. Here is the most important thing to take away from the worthy opponent strategy vis-a-vis being ghosted. That you must be comparable, meaning let's think of Steph Curry, LeBron James. They are comparable players. Each have their own unique skill sets, meaning LeBron is a little bit of a rebounder, and Steph Curry is an incredible shooter. They both are, but the point is that they value each other in a way that is so important that a man must also value his woman as knowing the quote-unquote rules of play. So when you are ghosted, you must play a comparable game. It means that if a man has ghosted you, the most important thing you can do and the most high value thing you can do is to not contact him in any way. Nothing. No question. No anything at all, meaning you're recognizing, okay, you made an offensive move. We think about it in terms of being, yeah, it's very offensive. An offensive move. You ghosted me. Now I'm going to be on the defense. And that means you are not going to pull the wool over my eyes. You're not going to make a bad move and then I respond with something which you may feel is nice or he needs to tell me, or maybe I just need to help him see something about our relationship or what happened. Any of those things, in terms of you reaching out to him with anything whatsoever, will devalue you in terms of his eyes. And it is the woman who waits him out. As you've heard me say, when in doubt, wait him out. That's a worthy opponent strategy. And when you use this in ghosting, depending on, of course, the particulars of how you have been ghosted, there are all manner of things we consider to be ghosting. A man has been seeing you consistently, texting, calling, dating, and then all of a sudden he completely stops. Now that is your dyed-in-the-wool, cut and dry, black and white ghosting. Meaning he's been contacting you, he's been in touch with you, he's been pursuing you in every way, and then just stops. Again, you need to do the same. An absolute equal action. That will win you high points. And you may say, well, how does that help? Because he's ghosted me. If I do the same, we're not going to be in touch. When in doubt, wait him out. Because I go out on a limb and say, absolutely 9 times out of 10, he will be if you stay away. Why will he be in touch if you stay away? And again, I can't tell you whether it'll be a week, a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years. I cannot tell you when. But he will be back in touch with you in some way, shape, or form at some time. And that I know for sure. Again, it's very rare when that doesn't happen, if it is that black and white ghosting. Now, if a man has ghosted you and you have reached out to him and then he deigns to answer in some strange way, or you're going back and forth after a short period of ghosting, that is going to be very tough for you, because the more you do that, the less he values you, and the more and more he will pull away. It does not feel good to him. It is not a challenge. And it doesn't allow him, most importantly, through the time where you have not reached out, not contacted, not been in touch, not done something that he would feel would be most typical for a woman to do, meaning you're doing equal action, then he will start to wonder. It is through wondering, I tell you this all the time in different videos, and it's certainly in my book, and it's why my podcast is Make Him Wonder, because it is through wondering and longing that a man feels love. So he needs to go through, if he's ghosted, that means something inside him has said, I don't want this. I can't deal with this. And he's ghosted. We don't know why, and again, not dealing with the whys here. But something has happened for him to do this. And even if it's another woman, because he is seeing every woman and wanting her before he's made a commitment. So you need to let that play out so that he starts to get into his feelings. And he will get into feelings of maybe remorse, maybe guilt, wondering for sure if you're not answering and being that worthy opponent. And through that wonder and letting his life play out the way that it needs to, you are allowing him to feel something deeper. And again, 9 times out of 10, he will be in touch. The most important thing for you to do is then, what are you getting from this? Is nothing. Is allowing him to show you who he is, okay? LeBron James, show Steph Curry the player that you are, and then Steph Curry plays at his level. Then they both value each other in a way that you want to be equally valued by your man. If there's any hope after a man has ghosted, this is what it takes. I work with this in various forms in my GPS program, my groom positioning system. I work with it in my lure him in program, and certainly my lure him back. Because if you do anything less than this, he may come back for a bit, but he will remember, oh, you're not really challenging me at my level. You had wanted me so much that you were willing to devalue yourself and not play a high-level game, so to speak. And I hate that word because this is not a game. But in the man's psyche, everything comes from challenge, competition, conquering. So we want him to have that high-level challenge so that he steps up in the end, even if ghosting has occurred. Because whether you move on, and I hope that you do, if you've been ghosted by a man, it's really something you keep in your mind. He did that. He was capable of that. He was not man enough to deal with the feelings about a relationship and a woman to come to me and say, I no longer want this. Here's the other thing that may be happening. You may consider ghosting to be he hasn't been in touch with you for 3 days. You need to let that occur because during that time something is going on with him. He needs to figure it out. And when in doubt, you wait him out. He may come back with what is going on and have figured it out, and then not ghosted you really, because maybe in a week's time he will come and say, I've been dealing with these issues. I've been questioning my feelings. I need to take time out. I need to whatever. And then again, if he comes to you, you say, okay. There's no need for us to be in contact. And I want you to be well. And that is it. Because again, what will that do? That will get him into, well, that's wondering. She's just letting me go that easily. This is another high level move that when made, it allows the man to wonder. When he's wondering, he's getting into his deeper feelings. So I hope this helps you in somewhat of a way if ghosting has been a part of what you're going through, has ever happened, and to actually thwart it from happening by making sure that you don't give over everything, every indicator that you are all in, because if you take away the challenge, the competition, the conquering part of it, for him, he does not feel that you are a worthy opponent. And when you are a worthy opponent, Steph Curry, LeBron James, that is who he most values being with and being on the court of life with. Again, I believe women are love in the world, and we deserve to get love in a way that is committed so that we know, because we love through knowing. While men love through wondering, equal but opposite, we need to know. And I'm here for you on these videos to allow you to know certain things that will help you along the way to get the commitment you desire and deserve. When you know, you are able to be at your best in any relationship. Also have more on keeping a man wondering, because that is part of when we say working on a relationship. Hey, if you do that and you make a man wonder, the chances of ghosting are much, much less. That's what this is all about. Please, again, subscribe, share, and if you liked this video, like it and comment below, and I will see you next time.